Time to shine today, podcast varsity squad. It is Scott Ferguson, and I got a 2.0 interview with my really good friend from the Mitten, aka the state of Michigan, which she is still crushing. Michigan got hit pretty good with that whole pandemic, scamdemic thing that was going on out there, but Wendy thrived through it, and Wendy has a company called Crusaders Networking. She'll tell you what networking is not. Networking is not selling and marketing. Networking is an open exchange of knowledge while connecting with others. And I love networking. I know my listeners know that I don't get outworked or out networked, and that's how I love to live my life. I like to help people. I like to meet new people. God gave me 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason, to be able to listen, to be able to connect them with people. And that's exactly what my really good friend, Wendy Caverly, does. So Wendy, I'm going to welcome you back. Thank you so much for coming on. But first, remind us of your favorite color and why.
Oh, my favorite color is green.
Green, and why is that?
Because I love spring and I love the shades of green, and it's life, it's renewal, it's nature, it's peaceful. Green's the beginning of all things, right?
Love, yeah, absolutely it is. And like we went through the springtime. We don't have it here in Florida, but spring in Michigan is like the best. I love fall the most, because the chill in the air, the football and stuff, but the springtime is, like you said, it's renewed. It's renewed and it's beautiful. And speaking of renewing,
I made it to Mackinac Island for the Lilacs this year too.
Oh, beautiful. So what month is that?
That's a Michigan thing. First week of June, end of May, 1st of June.
Oh, love it. So, yeah, that's right.
It's a spring thing. Yep.
That's awesome. So let's get into the Crusaders networking.
Yes.
I've vetted this out. I'm loving what I'm seeing. And let's get into when you started it, what was your thoughts behind it, and where it's going?
So, as you know, there was a big, massive shift in businesses last year. I don't know if you're aware, but it happened. And I've been a professional connector. I've been a referral team facilitator for 7.5 years. But last year caused any business person to really test their skills, right? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business person? Are you ready to face the challenges that come up? And luckily for me, you and I met about a little over a year ago. I had already pivoted. And that pivot created an entire new world for me.
Okay.
I had a gentleman reach out to me last year based off of a video I made about the importance of farming your business. And he thought I was a sales coach. And he was looking for solutions for his sales force. His sales force had taken a 65% hit last year. And they were looking for alternatives. And that was the moment that I realized people don't understand the value of networking, especially when things are good. When things are good, sales are easy, finding clients is easy. There's a wait list for your work. There's enough for everybody. They don't focus on that networking skills, that relationship connecting part of their business. And then all of a sudden something happens, like last year, where you're not door knocking. You're not doing your expos and your home shows where people are just walking up to you. And what do? That's when you turn to your network of professionals, of connections that are there to help support you, carry you through. And that became the seed of Crusaders networking, that networking as a skill is neglected.
Sure.
There's a lot of people, and I don't mean to upset anyone when I say this, but they view networking as that way to create a connection to get to a sale.
Sure.
It's a way to create the illusion of caring so you can try to influence the person to sign on the bottom line.
Okay.
And those are the people who then leave with the 800 number. Here's your 800 number. If you need something, let them know. I'm out. That's not how everybody wants to do business.
Okay.
But there's no one focused on just teaching people how to connect, how to make it a real connection, and how you have control over this valuable skill to create a long-term successful future. And that's, yeah, Crusaders Networking officially opened its doors February 2nd of 2021 on Groundhog's Day on purpose, because I'm going to do this forever.
Yeah, I love it.
Inspired by 2020, founded 2021.
Love it. And so what is the core of Crusaders Networking when it comes to, like, who are you looking to meet? So if here I'm looking, if I'm out pressing flesh, meeting people, you know, like, who would be a great prospect, contact, connection, referral for Crusaders Networking?
Somebody who has a sincere desire to give to get.
Mm-hmm.
You and I both know that is how you secure a long-term success. Those people who want to build something solid and that will have a long-term value to them. I'd like to name a specific profession or a specific industry, but it really isn't. It's really about the people with that mindset.
Sure.
New entrepreneurs are most likely to resonate with this because they're already in a growth mindset.
Sure.
But yet I'm finding a lot of my new people coming to me are the ones that they started their business after the recession. So they kind of operated in this good time, and they got taken by surprise last year. So now they're looking for a way to make sure it doesn't happen again.
I love it. I love it. And what steps are you taking them through? Maybe like a 30,000 foot view, because I'm one of those people that, you know, when times were good in 06, 07, 08, and I was printing money, and I was in the real estate business, and I didn't listen to my mentors, advisors, and I lost everything because I cut off the networking. I mean, I networked so hard, but for those 36 months, I didn't network for nothing. And I learned the value of networking in good times. And I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yes.
Like, what kind of, and what's funny is that the people that I worked with, like mortgage brokers and whatnot, never wanted to market with me anymore because they were getting a lot of the refis and the good times. And then once the time dies, like it did during the scamdemic thing, they're coming to me going, Fergie, you know, what do you got? What can we do together? You know, and that's almost like, you don't want to be that person that's groveling for business, because you could have cut that off at the knees by staying active, networking in good times. Correct? Am I hearing that right?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Funny that you should mention that, because I actually wrote that down. Is all of those businesses that suddenly started sending emails out last spring, hey, we're just checking with you, making sure you're okay. Do you need anything? I haven't heard from you in 2 years.
Right.
You know, so I can tell that you really, really care. No, Crusaders Networking, actually, when you said the 30,000 foot view, networking is a very broad and wide skill. So I have actually defined it into 4 separate landscapes. I leaned into the nature references because we already know what farming is, and we already know what selling is from a sales, or hunting is from a sales standpoint. It's different in the networking standpoint. So I've actually defined networking into 4 landscapes. There's farming, hunting, fishing, and foraging. And each style serves a different purpose at growing your network, growing your business, growing your long-term success. And each one comes with a little different skill set to navigate that successfully. And since networking has become somewhat of a neglected skill, I view it as an art form. So first you learn how it all works separately, and then you learn how it works together, and then you can employ those skills that become an art form. And you become that person that other people look at and say, well, she's just a natural networker. I could never do that. Yes, you can. Networking is a skill. A skill is learnable. And once you learn it, you embrace it and it becomes an art form. And then it's just natural.
So let's briefly go through those 4 bullet points, like as fast as possible, because I want people to go in contact with you, you know, make connection. So let's go with farming.
Farming. That is where you're nurturing those relationships of people who not only refer to you, but make you more valuable to your other customers, because you can refer them to the people.
Excellent. Hunting?
Hunting is a strategy in networking to not only manage your frustration that it's not going fast enough, but also measure the success that you have so you can continue on the path.
Fishing?
Fishing is actually the classic networking style. It's where you meet those people who are going to take you to the bigger rooms. That's the ones that are going to lift you up and carry you forward.
Love that. Catching that big fish, right? That
Catching
whale.
that big fish, or just because these are not your customers. These are the people that are going to make you and take you and mentor you greater.
How about foraging?
Foraging is being open to spotting whatever opportunities that might be around you. It's about taking off the blinders. So finding that connecting with a new person that might be a customer is just as exciting as connecting with a new person who just might be good to know.
Love it. And let me ask you something. What makes you qualified to teach networking?
20 plus years of entrepreneurial and networking experience, 7.5 years of dedicated for facilitated networking teams. I advocate for the small business community. I have seen the value of people who I can go to who come back to me and failing a lot. Okay. And I know that sounds odd, but there's so much more that you learn about yourself and those around you by failing. And you learn that value of connecting. One of the things that I've really enjoyed about growing this new business is it's not something that anyone focuses on. Right. They know they need to, but they don't know how. And I am excited that I'm going to be someone who can help them learn how, so it's not an overwhelming process anymore. Love it. And I mean, one of my favorite jokes is no one stands on a stage in 10 years accepting an award and said, I did it all by myself.
Exactly.
No, they're going to stand up there and go, you helped me and you helped me and you helped me.
Yeah.
How do you know those people?
I've been blessed to win quite a few of those. And you know, I was taught at a very early age the acronym TOUT, T-O-U-T. You thank the person who you owe it to, how you're going to use it, and then thank everybody again and get the hell out of there. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear, but TOUT stood with me. And I just remember going on stage, deer in the headlights my first time, and said that, and I was gone. I got the most uproars. They're like, he didn't talk. It was just gone. I wish they'd do that at the Oscars and stuff if I ever start watching those again.
Oh, he's so humble.
I know, right? Let me ask you, like, what do you think the biggest blind spot that people have when they really want to become a good networker?
Predetermining what you want the person to be and then abandoning them when they're not that.
Okay. Let's dig on that. Let's go a little deeper.
Yes. I often call it, don't judge people by the business card. Okay. Every single person is a doorway to a new network. They are the guardian, they are the Sherpa, they are the gatekeeper. And to look at them and say, a great example, especially for business networking, is skincare lady. Mm-hmm. She's just an Avon lady. She's just a Mary Kay lady. She's just a Rodan and Fields lady. I'm a financial advisor. I don't need to know her.
Right.
You've just decided that every single person she knows and every single person she has influence with doesn't need to know you as well.
Right. Love it. So the art of networking at an event, I don't know how it is in Michigan, my home state. But here we press flush. I go to 3 events a week, you know, and they're packed. You're talking 200-300 people.
That's what I've heard.
I'm trying to rub that in, honey. Just come down here, you know, visit a little bit, and we'll get you rocking, get you plugged in here. What is your strategy? You walk into a room, okay. You're seeing, you know, usually those events here have basically chaperones, man. They meet you, they see you, like, okay, we're taking you to this part of the room. And then they kind of drop you into the shark infested waters in a sense, but they guide you, say, you know, okay, you're a realtor. Well, there's people in real estate. Oh, you're a chiropractor. Oh, we'll take you here in this part. And they're really good at it. What is your strategy?
First of all, I love that. They wouldn't know where to put me.
Right.
If I walked in and said I'm a professional networker, or I'm a professional connector, they wouldn't know what to do with me. That you are describing is a foraging landscape.
Okay.
You are there to spot what opportunities might be available to you and how you can make that connection. When you're at networking events, the goal is to not dump everything on that person because this is the only time you're going to see them. The goal is to get to what I'm calling the professional first date. You are there to
the
make
one-to-one. Yeah.
the one-to-one, the sincere connection, so you
Thank
can
you
get
for
to the
saying
next
that.
opportunity.
You better have went there with this, or I would have called you on it, because that's exactly what it should be.
Yes.
You should be walking in, pressing flash, meeting people. Nobody
Not
knows
you.
what I do when I go into an event. I don't wear the name tag. Maybe it is just my name. If they force bet, they don't know what I do. Again, because sometimes I show up as a realtor.
Okay.
You know, you know, people are like, shit, man, I'm out.
I'm not selling my house.
It's about who I can connect them with. You know, Bob Berg, the author, wrote The Go-Giver. It's the best book about
That's the
networking.
book I'm reading right now. That's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah, and Bob is my neighbor. You know, he lives 7 doors down. So I see him a lot, and like he is the epitome of networking, and you learn so much from that man, and watch him. And ever since I really took on the go-giver mentality, networking just exploded. I always was good at it, Wendy, but like the whole next level. So you said we want to get to that first date. You
want to get to that first date, and you're not going to do that by making it about you.
Mm-hmm.
That's that go-giver mentality again. Part of that is you're just trying to find a connection with that other person, and that may not be business.
Right.
You might find that we're both from Michigan. That's an instant connection between us. That is a bond. That's something to build on. That's sincerity as well. It's not the, fill out the form. So you're at a networking event. We're back to the networking event. You've just activated like my favorite communication style, which is a peacock. So I'm all excited. But foraging, the point of the foraging is you're going to see what opportunities are there. You might find someone who has the potential to be a customer. You might find someone who has the potential to be a valuable resource to you by referring them to your other clients, or you just might find somebody that might bring information to you. The point is you're gathering these potential contacts so you can take them back to your farm and then review, get to know them, see how they fit into the network. If you went into that networking event already thinking, now I do recommend when you go into a networking event, you go in with a goal.
What's the goal?
You have to set it for yourself. For me, oftentimes is that I want to meet a certain number of people. Or I'm looking to connect with estate attorneys. So I'm going to look for to try to talk to as many attorneys as I can today. Or your goal might be something as simple as I'm just going to touch base with everybody I already know, because this is me maintaining that relationship with the people already in the room. What a lot of people find is when they go to a networking event, they spend the entire time just talking to everybody they already know. And they never got around to meeting that new person. Yes. So if you set yourself a goal, it makes that's the hunting part. You've set a goal so you can manage your frustration. I went to this event and I met no one. Well, because you spent 2 hours talking to people you already knew.
Love it.
Should have set the goal. So there's a lot of landscapes that are involved. But at a networking event, set yourself a goal and stick to that goal. Make the connections with the people. Ask for permission to follow up with them. That's a big deal because so many people get cold called on now. They end up on newsletters. They call it the keep in touch emails. But when I'm getting 5 a week, that's not keeping in touch. It's you spamming me.
Right.
And see if you can get to that next date. And part of that is by also listening to what they have to offer and offering a connection or a solution to them. So yeah,
you're on your way to a networking event. What do you have in your car?
Oh, stack of business cards.
Okay.
Always a stack of business cards. And I do wear my name badge because I am somebody that I try to remember people's names and be respectful by that. Worst thing you could do is call someone by the wrong name. So yes.
Love it.
And that's it. What else do you need? You need a positive attitude. You need to feel confident about the value that you bring. You need a goal in place, and you need a way to make sure they have your contact information.
Love it.
You don't need sales flyers. You don't need any of that other stuff.
What about in your car? This has been money for me. Okay. I teach it to my coaching students and whatnot. I don't coach networking, but I do coach relationships and visionary beliefs. What if you had a stack of thank you cards in your car? Money for me. Money. Okay. I go out to my car. And while I'm sitting in the parking lot, if it was in Southfield, Michigan, I started doing this in 1999.
Okay.
Okay. And I remember the first thank you card I wrote, I got somebody's card at an event.
Right.
Wrote them out a thank you card, already pre-stamped. It went
Right.
in my mail. By the next day.
Okay.
But wow, man, I met you. That's awesome. And he just said, love meeting you, Wendy. It was awesome what you said about, networking and foraging. That was freaking phenomenal in our conversation. If you want to set up a one-to-one, that'd be great. I still followed up with a call.
Okay.
But I did it like 2 days later, but they got that thank you note right then and there. And when I take their business card, it'd be like, oh, is that your office address? That's what I would say. That's your office address? Oh, wow. Okay, wow, that's a nice building. But I wanted to freaking confirm that's where they worked.
Right. That's not the corporate headquarters, and the card is going to disappear.
So I would, I'm not saying anything, but I know that you go out to my cars, all three of my cars, there's thank you notes in there. I write them every day.
That's just the follow-up. I do it by email.
Yeah. And I do it by email too. They go right on the list.
You should always follow up within 24 hours with any contact you want to pursue.
Sure.
You and I both know after all of these years, there are people that you cross paths with that they didn't resonate for one reason or another.
Right.
They're not dead to you connections, but I'm not going to pursue them.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be on their side to pursue it.
Yeah. You got to build that list, a solid list. And with the thank you cards, it's right there in the, I just remember in 1998, I love the sound. You got mail. Now I love going my freaking mailbox and getting mail.
Something besides spam.
Loved it.
Yes. I would never have thought.
Opening a letter.
Yes. An actual. I would never have thought to mail it right after first meeting them, but absolutely. Yes.
Because they'll be like, holy shit, man, I just met him last night.
Yeah.
It's here the day or the day after. It's just something that I love to do. Let me ask you something about reciprocation. We give. You and I are people that give until it hurts so good. That's what I say. I got give until it hurts from my good friend Todd Cohen, fantastic coach. But I added so good so I could say it on stage, and we laugh about it. So what about getting? Come on, you're networking. Okay, you are there with a goal. You said it.
Yes.
But what about receiving? What about reciprocation? Because there are blind spots for people about reciprocation. What is your thoughts on that?
I never go into an event. I never create a relationship with the thought of, I need to measure what I get from it. Otherwise, this was a waste of my time. Sure. Sometimes the get is not obvious, and sometimes it is not immediate.
Thank you, Wendy Caverly. That's true. I did something for somebody that I knew I'm not getting the money back from the other day.
Right.
But my goddaughter called me out of the blue. She lives in Brighton, Michigan. No, Fenton, Michigan. Linden, Michigan. She lives in Linden, Michigan.
She lives near me. That's what you're saying.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. You live right there. She lives in Linden, and she called to talk to me. She didn't ask for money. Didn't ask for nothing. But that to me is a reciprocation for something. Yeah. And what I'm here, I love what you said about that. I use the plant analogy all the time. Like I have plants all over my house. My cats love them. But like, that plant, we breathe in what? We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide.
Yes.
The plant breathes in carbon dioxide, they breathe out oxygen. So this whole world, this universe, whether you're God-fearing, faith-based, whatnot, it's all about reciprocation, right? I mean, we have to be open to receiving it, is what I'm asking you.
The spider web. I call it the spider web.
I love that. I love it.
I very much describe it as a spider web. That's why if you predetermine what someone's value is going to be, you've missed that entire link. Right.
And you haven't won the day, right?
Right.
Like you haven't. I love that, Wendy. I love you. You're awesome, man. You're this Crusaders networking squad. Don't go there now. You got to listen to the rest of it. But you must go to wendycaverly.com. And we're going to get into a giveaway here just a little bit. But I really want to know, Wendy, what do people misunderstand about you the most?
What do people misunderstand about me the most? That when I want to connect with them, they think it's because I want to give them a sales pitch. When sincerely, I just want to learn about them first.
Sure.
The odd thing about networking that people don't think about is they're judging you too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm listening to you, how you do business, how you talk about people, how you connect. I'm thinking about, who do I know that should know you? Do I want to bring you into my circle? Do I want to introduce you to my network? So those conversations are not me trying to sell you on my service. It's also me auditioning you to be a part of that spider web. So the first time I connect with people, guaranteed, the first time, probably the first 3 times, I will never talk about the cost of my product or service. Because sincerely, part of my value to my current clients is what I can bring to them. So this new connection might be somebody that I bring to them without any expectations from them. But they're already, but we get so sold to now. And it all moved on to LinkedIn. It all moved digital with the world, like all of us did. And now we get cold call email messages in our inbox. And so we're on guard for it. So when there is a sincerely, I just really want to know what makes you amazing so I can share you with others. They're not exactly sure how to handle that. What's the hook? The hook is, I might not share you with others.
Right. Right. It might not benefit others. Sometimes you have to rely on your instincts, is what I really feel quite a bit. And Wendy, what is then, like, we talked before about going back in time with Michael J. Fox and that DeLorean. Let's go in the future. There are no roads. Remember that line? Let's go into the future 15 years. Where do you see Crusaders networking?
Oh, Crusaders networking is in a digital format already. So it's, I see workshops, I see programs, I see everyone in the world learning how to create synergy with each other for a mutual benefit. And I see security. There's something really secure about knowing I have a problem. I have someone who's going to help me.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Awesome. So actually, I need to, yes, we do. Okay, squad, we're going to come back with an abbreviated version of our Leveling Up Lightning Round with my good friend, Wendy Caverly, just as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsors and affiliates. Hey, time to shine today. Podcast Varsity Squad. We are back with my good friend from Michigan, the Mitten, Wendy Caverly from Crusaders Networking, who is just an absolute rock star. She's dropped some serious knowledge nuggets on us, and I'm just getting knocked out because I'm knocked in the head. I have pages and pages of notes here, squad. And Wendy, we went through this before, but it's been a year.
Yeah.
So let's go through it again.
Things
are leveling up lightning round.
I'm ready.
0 explanations, 5-second answers. Ready? Let's do it. What is the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Put yourself out there. More people need to see you.
Beautiful. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Soundboarding out loud with other professionals on how I want to grow my business.
Love it. Outside of The Go-Giver, Bob's book, what other book do you recommend?
Oh my goodness. Actually, it's a course, and probably shouldn't say it, but it's Influence, the Most Powerful Skill.
Love it. It is. It's a great book. It's a great book. No, is that a book or a course?
It's a course for me. Maybe it's a book, but for me, it's a course.
Okay. Then I know I've read through it. Okay. What's your most commonly used emoji when you text?
What's my most the laughy face.
Laughy face. Love it.
Laughy face. Double crying, laughy face sideways.
What was your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution, to quit Facebook.
Good for you. Good for you. Chess or checkers?
Checkers.
Okay. And don't lie to me on this one, young lady. But if you could stay one age physically for the rest of your life, keep all the knowledge you've garnered and continue to gain wisdom, what age would you stay physically?
34.
Thank you. I say 32 because I'll tell you, I'm coming up on 50 in 6 months, right? And I do not, sometimes when I get to bed, I'm very active. I'm in jujitsu. You know, it's like I'm always going. But thank you for being honest about that. So
32, 34. I was pretty rocking.
Yes.
I was strong. I was fit. I was.
Yes.
Yep.
Favorite charity and organization you're giving your time or money to now?
Can I say 2?
Yeah.
All right. One is Clara's Hope in Genesee and Livingston County in Michigan. They help foster and adopted families find success.
Love it.
And the other one is Sparrow's House in Washtenaw County. And they give mentally challenged adults independent living in homes, houses.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to pump myself up, but they get a check from me every year. Sparrow's is awesome.
They're in one of my referral teams that I facilitate.
I love you
They're
for
amazing
doing that.
people.
I love you for doing that.
I love them. They're amazing
Let's see if you remember, and I can't catch you in a lie here, but what's the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Oh, that's tough because lately I've been really enjoying the mellow 70s.
Oh, there you go.
I've been embracing a lot more of that. I'll say 70s because that's about 6 of the last 12 songs I've bought.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. Like 70s and 80s is my jam. It's like, I love the 90s. I love the 60s, but the 70s, it reminds me of my parents a lot. Those like influential years when I was born in 72. So those 8 years. And then the 80s is what I grew up with. I went through high school and everything else. So thank you. That's awesome. So Wendy, let's talk about how we can find you. And also, I believe you said a little giveaway for the squad.
I do, because it's such a new concept. So I do have a giveaway. WendyCaverly.com. That is the 100% easiest way to get a hold of me because Crusaders Networking is my coaching of networking skills, but I have a second business that is a practice of networking. So Wendy Caverly gets you to everything. I have a collaboration partner who is an expert at communication personality styles. Oh, wow. And she translates those through birds. And as we know, I do networking translated through landscapes. Right. So she and I have created a collaboration called the Networking and Communications Landscapes. And my gift is the Atlas, which is like a map, that giant overview. It's that 3,000, 10,000 foot view of all 4 landscapes and all 5 communication styles. So people can learn and see how networking is actually 4 different forms. And how communication, how you communicate, how others communicate helps with your networking skills. So it's a 1-hour program, and it's a great introduction, and I'm going to offer that to your people for free. Do you need me to say the code, or is that something that
actually I'm going to have you email the code to us? No, say the code now, and then we'll email it, and then we'll make sure we put it right in the show notes.
Well, the code is level up 21.
I love you. Leveling up. Yeah. So can you leave us with one last knowledge nugget we can take with us, internalize, and take action
on? Say yes.
I love it. And squad, we just had a fantastic part 2 with my professional connector, networking extraordinaire, the beautiful Miss Wendy Caverly. She pivoted. I still say shift. She said pivot, so we might as well we'll call it shivot. We shiveted her entire world through that time. The value of networking, and things are good. Things are good right now. I'm sorry. Right now, they are good, squad. You need to be networking your ass off and leveling up your networking now and build those relationships. Because Wendy said that networking as a skill is neglected. She understands that it's a sincere desire to give, to get, but there's like 4 landscapes that you really want to know. And Wendy kind of took us through them with the farming, the nurturing, the hunting, with the strategies to manage and measure. Fishing is really getting those bigger fish, getting to the bigger rooms. And foraging is, you're going to be open to spotting the opportunities out there, while taking off those blinders. Don't judge people by their business card. Okay, that's what Wendy says, and I 100% agree with that. Okay, sometimes they're just getting started, and they just have their name written on it. Those are the people you probably really want to connect with, because those are the people that are hungry and eager to learn and to grow. And if you grow together, you're unstoppable. She wants you to set a goal when entering networking events. Know who you want to meet, but be able to give to meet that person as well. And when you meet somebody, don't just blast them. Ask permission to connect with them. Be sincere about asking permission. You don't want to see it like you have those wide eyes and work in the room for the next person that you want to talk to. You stay present, you stay locked in to that conversation in the moment. And that's what Wendy was telling us about. She wants to build a community of synergy for a mutual benefit of everybody. And Wendy, thank you so much for coming on. You level up your health, you level up your wealth. You're amazing, you're beautiful, you're humble, yet hungry. You've earned your 2nd varsity letter with us at our varsity squad. Thank you so much for coming on, love.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Talk soon.